Hi, fam. Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm Joe.
I'm Dan.
We're back with another reaction. It's another pitch meeting. Which one, Dan?
Well, unfortunately, we have to do the sequel trilogy, so this is The Force Awakens.
We've opened this bag of worms. We gotta.
Gotta finish what you start.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it, fam. Cheers to you, fam. Cheers to you, Dan.
Cheers to you, Joe.
Enjoy, guys.
You said you had a new Star Wars script to pitch me? Yes, sir, and I know you bought Lucasfilm for $4 billion, so there's a lot riding on this. Yeah, we really have to find a way to capture the essence of the original trilogy. I mean, I know that's gonna be tough. Actually, super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Oh.
Really? Yeah, well, I figure we can just redo some of the stuff from A New Hope. Redo stuff? Can we get away with that?
No.
Yeah, well, not like a lot of stuff. Maybe just have like a Force-sensitive lead character from a desert planet that dreams of a better life, some incredibly important information stored in a lovable droid, a powerful bad guy with a mask and a red lightsaber and a bad temper, a cantina full of questionable characters and strange music, the main female character getting captured and brought into a giant starbase that can destroy planets, followed by a rescue mission to get her out, and then if there's time, a bunch of ships that get sent on trench runs to hit a weak point on the base and blow it up, the lightsaber death of an old mentor figure witnessed by the lead character, just a couple of things like that.
Yeah, just a couple of things.
About us copying minor stuff
well, I
like
guess
that,
that'd be
right?
all right.
No, I think if we call it fan service, we'll be good. That's a good point. So
Really?
tell me about the new characters. Oh, this is gonna blow your mind. One of the main characters is named Finn, and he's a stormtrooper. But stormtroopers are evil. That's what's amazing about this. Finn realizes that killing innocent people is bad and he doesn't want to do it. That's
good for
really
him.
good. That's gonna humanize stormtroopers. Exactly. They used to be these disposable things in Star Wars, and now it's like, these are people. These are real people with real emotions and feelings. Right, and stormtroopers didn't choose this life. Like, they were put into this at birth. It really makes you see stormtroopers in a new light. So how does Finn escape? Oh, well, he kills a bunch of stormtroopers and gets away. Oh, cool. Yeah, he and Poe have like a little stormtrooper murder rampage. Poe? Oh yeah, Poe is this awesome resistance pilot and also an opportunity for us to pull a Dumbledore if we want. Pull a Dumbledore? Yeah, that's when you wait a couple of years to reveal a character's sexual orientation. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, there's kind of maybe a thing between him and Finn. We hint at it. Interesting. And then there's Raymond.
Okay.
Oh, who's he? No, she is the big star of this movie. And her name is Raymond? Raymond, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not crazy about it. Okay. I ran that by everybody in the office, and everybody loves Raymond? Everybody loves Raymond. Okay. Look, tell you what, I'll shorten it to Ray. Yeah, that's better, and maybe change the A to an E. Sure. Thanks, that feels better. So anyway, Rey is the new hero of the franchise. I'm listening. When we meet her, she's like super resourceful and has all these skills, and she's gonna lose everything and have to go through big changes. No, she's just gonna kind of realize that she has other skills too. Oh, so instead of having a character arc, no, it's more of a character just upwards line. Very interesting. What's your backstory? Oh, we're barely gonna talk about it so everybody could come up with theories. Smart. And then there's Kylo Ren. He's the son of Han Solo and Princess Leia, and he's evil. Really? What's his deal? Well, he wants to be just like his grandpa Vader, and he has these really intense temper tantrums. Oh, you know what? I could picture him already. You have some ideas for casting? Yeah, so you know that show Girls? Yeah, that show that's all about women and real takes on their stories and their lives. Exactly, so I'm thinking of the guy from that show. Oh, so the big breakout star from Girls can be the guy from Girls. Adam Driver, he'd be perfect. I'm all for it. Now tell me about the story, what actually happens in the movie. Right, so everybody's trying to find Luke Skywalker because he's the only Jedi left. He's the last Jedi? Yeah. I like the sound of that. Remind me of that later. Yeah, sure.
Really?
Thanks. So anyway, there's an important part of this map that probably leads to him that's being kept inside this little droid called BB-8. What's he look like? Imagine if a salad bowl fell upside down on a soccer ball and for some reason you wanted to hug it. That's gonna sell a lot of toys. Oh, for sure. So BB-8 ends up alone on this planet called Jakku. Jakku? Basically Tatooine. Oh, yeah, and then there's kind of a string of coincidences, and that leads us to the end of the movie. Coincidences? Oh yeah, a lot. Like what? Well, BB-8 happens to stumble upon Rey, who happens to be Force sensitive, and Finn happens to have his little spiritual awakening when they capture BB-8's owner, Poe, so he helps him escape because he needs a pilot, and then they happen to get separated during a crash on Jakku, and then Finn happens to put on his jacket so BB-8 can happen to point him out, and then they escape in a ship that happens to be the Millennium Falcon, and Rey happens to be a world-class pilot, and then almost immediately they happen to get picked up by its owner Han Solo, who also happens to be the father of the big bad guy and happens to bring them to see someone who happens to have Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, which happens to have a huge connection with Rey because she happens to have force powers. So when she gets captured by Kylo Ren, she happens to realize she has powers that help her escape, and then the Resistance blows up the big bad guy base because it happens to have a big weak spot that they happen to know about because Finn used to be a janitor there.
Lucky for us.
Kylo Ren or vice versa. No, the ground happens to open up between them and they can't finish fighting. Doesn't that all feel a little too convenient? Yeah, but I think we could chalk it up to like the will of the Force or whatever.
No.
Or whatever.
You don't think people will buy it? Well, maybe just to be safe, we can distract people with random cameos. That could work. Who would you get? Just off the top of my head, maybe.
And they did.
It wasn't much of a cameo.
But they did.
Yes, they did.
So that was all the reasons right there that I didn't enjoy that second trilogy.
God, the lack of originality was terrible.
That was ridiculous.
And he pointed it out too. It was so much worse than what I was thinking too. Like, I didn't even think about the fact that they kidnapped Rey, which is the same as kidnapping Leia. Oh my God, you guys took the whole plot from A New Hope.
I know. It's like, man, can you not figure anything out on your own? Come on, they opened the door wide open.
So much extensive Star Wars lore that you could have pulled from, and instead you just used the movie.
I know, it's ridiculous, right? And they did it all the way through. The entire trilogy.
They pretty much did.
Yeah. They pretty much made the new trilogy for modern audiences.
What were you guys thinking when you greenlit this? How are you that incompetent running Disney?
I wonder if they were thinking, well, folks don't care. They're gonna like it because Star Wars.
No.
Some people do. Some people do. Like, I've talked to people, I'm not one of them, but I've talked to people who will like watch every Star Wars and love every bit of it just because it's Star Wars.
You know, there are some things in the sequel trilogy like, okay, that's not a terrible idea, but on the whole, like, no.
If I can avoid watching this trilogy, I'll do it.
I have not watched a single one of these since I saw them in theaters.
Same. I have not been interested. And yet, whenever you turn on the TV, they keep trying to, like, force you to watch them.
Yeah, they're trying to make it somehow be a classic show that everybody wants to watch, and
yes.
No.
They keep trying to force the audience.
And to force the audience to awaken to their worthlessness. Yeah.
No, I was really digging how he was like pointing all that out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this happens to do this, and then this happens to do that, and then we'll pull a few ideas from the original movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so the entire movie then? All right.
Yeah, exactly.
So be it.
Yeah, that was kind of weird too with Rey's just rapid upward development like that, like he was pointing out too.
I'm like, wow, you went through no training and already you can beat a Sith Lord? Congratulations.
Yeah, that makes zero sense. Not even Anakin Skywalker was that good, and he's supposed to be like the best.
Yeah, which is just a slap in the face. Really,
Yeah.
To ever so, because it's like, man, you had no development. You had nothing to grasp onto.
You have a character who pretty much knew nothing about the Force until like halfway through the movie,
I know, right?
and then by the end, she's a better fighter than most Jedi are.
Well, then the guy says, you need a teacher, somebody to teach you how to do the Force or whatever.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, the Force, and then, I can beat you. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? Just like that? You know how to use it?
She's in there using Jedi mind tricks that like nobody knows.
Come on. I could have gotten behind you if you had some development, but you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, the concept of Rey I thought was kind of cool. The way they actually developed her character was terrible.
Yeah. And then we'll save the next argument I was about to make for the last movie, but still.
So yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can discuss.
Yes. Fam, I think you get the point. By all means, get in there and trash it with us, okay? Love to hear your thoughts. But as always, guys, subscribe, like the video, hit the bells, check us out on those things up there, and like and subscribe again. And until next time, this is Cocktail Flicks. I'm Joe.
I'm Dan.
And we'll catch you on the flip side. Cheers to you, fam. Cheers to you, Dan.
Cheers to you, Joe.
Later, guys.